When I first was asked to speak to this forum, I started thinking about what could I say to young people, and especially such aspiring young people as are likely to be in this group. And I want to talk about the challenges and the changes you are likely to see over your lifetime coming forward. For someone who was born when and where I was, in the US in the mid-1950s, the world has been largely stable. Of course, there have been a lot of technological changes, a lot of geopolitical changes, but for someone who is where I'm from and the time I'm from, the world has been largely steady. Changes have been minor. Life is a lot like it was when I was born. Now, people born in China at the same time have seen, in the mid-1950s, have seen lots of changes. But for the last 45 years ago, things in China have been a situation of steady progress. There have been no fundamental upheavals that have changed the world. I'm afraid that people who are coming of age today are going to live in a much less stable world, a world where we're going to see lots of changes. Some are on the upside, quite a few risks are on the downside. We've seen in the last few years, we're threatened by the four horsemen of the apocalypse. You may know that the four horsemen are the plague, war, famine, and death. Well, we've seen plague. We're in the middle of war. Experts are warning of famine later in this year. And I'm going to substitute death with financial crisis. Many of the problems we're seeing today, some of them are caused by the war in Ukraine. They're made worse by the war in Ukraine and by the pandemic. But we were facing very many fundamental changes in the 2020s anyway, without these two crises. Some are economic. The economic system of the US and Europe for the last 20 years has largely been built on artificial growth. And by that I mean growth driven by very high growth monetary policy, very low interest rates. This stimulated growth, it caused a lot of financial increase in asset prices, but it's had a lot of downsides. It redistributed assets away from real productivity toward financial institutions, and it redistributed wealth away from workers to capital owners. And I think we're seeing the end of that system. So that's one source of turmoil. Another is big changes in the international system. Graham Allison talks about the Thucydides crisis. There are big risks there. In other words, there are lots of risks that you're going to see of changes in the next 10 years that are fundamentally going to change the world. And they're going to shape, I hope most of the great downsides don't occur, but probably some of them will. And they're going to shape the rest of your lives. So how do you deal with this as a young person? We're talking about talent. Well, of course, from an individual point of view, you have to find a talent that you have and work very hard on developing that talent, finding a niche. From a national point of view, for many of the speakers from GNON have talked about innovation, the desire of creating an innovative economy. That's the only way forward for all the economies in the world. And what can you as young people contribute to it? I think the thing we've got to realize is that talent is not only needed in among a few thousand people in a very small number of sort of centers of innovation. Zhongguancun in Beijing, Shenzhen, Silicon Valley. Innovation and talent has to be much more widespread than that. It has to be in Jinan, it has to be in all the provinces of China, it has to be all around the world if we're going to have a benevolent world of steady growth. So I'm encouraging you to think about niches you can find that are both beneficial to yourself and also beneficial to this changing world that we're entering now.